Okay, so the first one, N. When you find the words sample of or select, something along those lines, that's your N. Selected, randomly selected. This is my N. So my N is 5. When you find the words, when you find a decimal, right, or a fraction of some sort, that's your little p. If my little p is 0.85, what's my little q? 1 minus that, exactly, 0.15. And then, when you're trying to find the probability of getting exactly 3 adults, that's your x. Probability of getting exactly, or the probability of getting 3 or more, something like that. The probability of, that's the x. So my x is 3. Okay, so has everyone found this probability yet? Okay, if not, do it right now. Find your probability. Write down what it should be. Blank, blank, choose blank, times blank to the blank, times blank to the blank. Write it down. You got 15 seconds to write it down. Write it down now. Okay, so 5 choose 3 times 0.8 to the third times 0.15 to the second. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and demo this on the TI-83 calculator. If you're not sure how to do this, then look up now. Caleb, you want to see it, right? Yes. Okay. So here it is. It's going to be 5 choose 3. Put in there 5. Then I need to see the choose. Math, probability, down to NCR. Hit enter. Now it's 5 choose what? 5 choose 3. Enter. Okay. So now people want to know how do you do the rest of it. Well, I'm going to do times, what is it, 0.85 to the, so 85 raised to the, so this little, above the division sign is that little raising thing, raised to the third, times 0.15 raised to the second. So it's this button right here. 1382. 1382. All right, okay? All right, so quick question. We are not finding the probabilities. We're just trying to figure out what values of x we want. So more than 5. What's more than 5? 6. Good. It's a little more than 6. At most 4. So here's the thing. Here's the easy way to do it. I know it has to center around 4. Everybody kind of see that? So I'm going to figure out, put it in context of something I'm familiar with. Okay, I can have at most 4 absences this semester. So is 0 at most 4? If I have 0 absences, am I okay? Yes. So you know that lower half is good. All right, if I have 10 absences, am I okay? No, that's not at most 4. That's not good. So it's the lower half. And then pick 4 itself, the number itself. I can have at most 4 absences. I have 4 absences. That's okay. So it includes 4. All right, so that's the easy way to do it. Pick something on the lower side. Pick something above on the upper side so you know whether it's the lower half or the upper part. And then pick the number itself. So at most 4 means you can have 0, 1, 2, 3, or 4. Do not forget 0. A lot of folks will lose a point on the exam because they will forget 0. Don't forget 0. At least 4. Okay? I have to have at least $4 for the bus. All right, if I have $0, do I have enough money for the bus? No. If I have $6, do I have enough money for the bus? Yes, okay, so it's the above part. Now, if I have $4, do I have at least $4 for the bus? Yes, so that does include 4 as well. So 4 and above. That's the easiest way to do it. So 4, 5, 6. Less than 3. Okay, is 0 less than 3? Yes, so the lower half is what I want. Is 10 less than 3? No, so definitely the lower half. Okay, how about 3? Is 3 less than 3? No, so not 3. So it's going to be 0, 1, and 2. All right, good. Okay, so this is where we left off last class. What we figured out was, remember, random sample of, that's your n. Random sample of is your n. And then 40%, that's your little p. So we did A last time. So what we're going to need to do is B and C this time. So for A, what everybody found was this, I believe, right? Everyone did A, correct? Is that right? Yes. So we did A in class, and we got probability that it's 2 is equal to, let's see, 5 choose 2 times 0.4 to the second times 0.6 to the third. And what did you folks get for that? What was that? 0.346. 0.346. Good. That's A. B is different. B is at most 3. So it means I need the probability of 0. You could have, at most 3 means 0, 1, 2, or 3. So 0, 1, 2, well, I already have 2. So I don't have to do it again. So I need to find the probability of 0, 1, and 3. And then, is it, at most people, 3 people, does that mean, that means 0 people or 1 person or 2 people or 3 people. Or as we do what? Add. So you're going to add those. You're going to find the rest of these and add them. And remember, what I pointed out to you all was that the numbers that change are just these numbers here. Everything else stays the same, right? The 5 chooses the same. The 0.5 and the 0.6 stays the same. The only that changes is the x. So that affects that one there, and that one over there. Everything else in this problem stays the same. You just have to calculate, just change those few numbers to find the rest. The other hint I'm going to give you is C. For C, you don't need to do any more of these. You have all the ones you need. You just need to do addition or subtraction to find C. That's my hint. All right, so we'll take a few minutes to work on that. All right, so let's take a look. Probability of 0. So that's going to be 5 choose 0 times 0.4 to the 0 times 0.6 to the 5th. So that's going to be 0.078 if I round. Let's see. And then probability of the x is 1. 5 choose 1 times 0.4 to the 1 times 0.6 to the 4th. So that's going to be 0.259. And then the next one, 5 choose 3 times 0.4 to the 3rd times 0.6 to the 2nd. So then that ends up being 0.230. So altogether you end up with I think 0.913. Good?
Good.
All right, great. Now here's the thing. C works like this. C is at least 2 people. How many does that mean? 2, 3, 4, or 5, yeah? All right, so here's the deal. here's everybody. I can have 0 successes, 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5. I want, everybody look up for a second. I want these 4. Everybody with me? But what do I know about all of them? If I add up all those probabilities, 0 through 5, I better get what? 1, or 100%. So if I want the probability of 2, 3, 4, and 5, I can just take the probabilities of 0 and 1 and subtract them from 1. Right? I can just find this, subtract it from 1 to get the blue. Right? 1 minus the red gives me the blue. So what's the red? This I know, right? Because I already found this. This is just these two added together. So this part here is going to be 0.37337. Everyone with me? So the blue part is just 1 minus 0.337, 0.663. This is part C. So on the exam, you can either, you all say the probability of getting 2 or more. You can either find the probability of 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, and add them up, which is valid if you do it correctly, which might be kind of hard. And it also take a really long time, right? Because you only have a limited amount of time on your exam. Or you can find the probabilities of 0 and 1 and subtract from, add those up and subtract it from 1 to get the answer, and that'd be a lot faster because you've already found those. Okay, great. The last thing we're going to cover on chapter 5 is this. Bottom of your page, fill it in. I love the binomial distribution because the mean and standard deviation are the easiest in the whole world. The mean is just NP. Variance is NPQ. Standard deviation is square root of NPQ. Goes in the bottom of your sheet. Let me give you an example. Here's the example. All right. Statistical Bulletin reported that 2% of all Americans result in twins. 2% of all Americans, that's my little p. Once you get a percent of all Americans or a percent of all Californians or whatever, that's your little p. In a random sample of, that's my n. All right, so maybe on the side of your pages, you write down random sample of is your n. That's how you find your n. Random sample of n. You have p% of all Americans. That's always going to be your little p. Okay. Find the mean, variance, and standard deviation. Why did I do this? When did you guys folks define it? So what's my n again? 8,000. What's my little p? 2%, 2 cents, 0.02, which means my little q is going to be 0.98. Change from $1, 2 cents, change would be 98 cents. Okay, so then my NP is going to be 8,000 times 0.02, right, n times p, and I get 160. For my sigma, what I usually do is I kind of cheat. I say, well, I already know that NP is 160, so I'm just going to put 160 times 0.98, and I get 156.8. And then NPQ, that's actually just a little bit easier too. I just take whatever I had before and I just square root it. All right, square root of 157, and we'll get 12.5. So that's typically what I do. It's a little bit easier. So you guys have lab problems number 9, 10, and 11 to do on the next page. Here are your formulas. When you're done with them, take a break until 6:20. So it's a little bit of a short break. It's going to take you, let's say 23. I'll give you folks a few minutes extra because